Munachi has sacrificed a lot for this marriage, both mentally, emotionally, and otherwise. I really do feel for Munachi. She's at the point that she can no longer take it anymore. And it's okay. She's a human being too. She has blood flowing through her veins. So it's okay for her to break down. Remember in the last episode, Daniel threatened to slap Munachi in front of the husband, Ejike, and Ejike could not say anything in defense of Munachi. That is so heartbreaking. That's not how to treat your wife. And Munachi could not handle all these things in front of Ejike's friends. That's disrespectful. She has to run upstairs just to have a long time to think about, process all this that is happening. And Rita had to run after Munachi because, she's always there to support Munachi. She got into the kitchen on this episode and she saw Munachi so sad. She was still trying to prepare some food. And at this point, I can see that Rita has a lot in her head. All right, she's thinking a lot about Munachi. And that will be like, I want you not to get into this marriage, that Ejike is not the right man for you, but you refuse. And now you are suffering in the marriage. All right, everyone can actually say this because Ejike actually showed Munachi a red flag from the beginning, but Munachi chose to ignore this because she just wants to bring peace into Ejike's family, so that she just wants to add value to Ejike's life. All right. And Munachi at this point breaking down because a lot is happening. And Rita was just telling Munachi, it will not be too far for me to say that I want you not to get into this marriage, And Munachi was now telling Rita that she understand that how I just care for other people. I don't want to be part of Ejike's life just to be a wife, but I want to add value to his life. That is why I agreed to marry him in the first place. And at this point, I don't even know what to do anymore. I am no longer strong. I am losing strength, And Rita was just so sad that her friend has to pass through all this. You all know that Munachi is a good person. Munachi has sacrificed a lot. She sacrificed including her own happiness in her own marriage just to make Ejike have peace with the parents so that they can have a brighter future. But what is Ejike doing? Ejike is messing it up, just listening to Dan's bad advice and doing the wrong thing. And so Munachi she could no longer contend with all that is going on. She had to burst into tears, and Rita had to immediately, give her a hug just to console her. That's what friends do, And Munachi was just crying on the shoulders of Rita. Moving forward on this episode, Ejike got to the office. He could no longer focus because, he's also feeling the heat of what is going on. The whole thing is affecting him. His mental health is no longer stable. He cannot go to the office to work and his business is lacking. So these are some of the effects he's going to feel, the impact of what his actions will bring to him. These are all of it. Ejike spent more time in the village than his office, and that is going to affect his business. And of course, Daniel came in and was like talking with Ejike, and Ejike told Dan that at this point he doesn't even know what to do, how to even go about this whole thing that is disturbing him. And Dan came again with the same bad advice. I was thinking that at this point Ejike would have learned his lesson, but he's still listening to Daniel, and that is what is pissing me off the more. Because Daniel is just going to lead Ejike into a pit, and then he will leave him behind. He will just run away, just like what he did the last time where they were beating him up in the village. And at this point, when Ejike opened up to Dan that he doesn't know what to do anymore, Daniel told Ejike that you do have 3 options. And the options that you have is that, 1, you have to go to the village and bribe those elders that he has money and all these things doesn't need to be a problem. That maybe the one they did the last time, they went about it the wrong way. But right now, he need to do it that everybody has a price. So they need to meet the elders one after the other to know their price and pay them the money that Ejike has money. Or he can organize police to go to the village and, secure the mother's corpse, take the mother to the city to bury the mother. Because the mother was trying to leave the city, the village to come to the city to build, so the mother would be happy to be buried in the city. What kind of advice is this? Or rather, AGK should go to the village with policemen and bury the mother by force. This Daniel does not really mean well for AGK. He has a lot of bad intentions for this guy. I feel like Daniel has something behind all these things that he's doing. Maybe he doesn't like the fact that AGK has money more than him or something. So he's looking for a way to bring down AGK. Nobody really knows. Because at this point, how can your friend be advising you like this? It's so bad. It's pathetic, And AGK was telling Daniel, are you sure this is going to work? And Daniel still came up with another option, that the mother's ghost is, when AGK told Dan that, I've tried to bring my mother from the village to the city to bury her, and you know what happened? The cast refused to start and all of that. Daniel still went ahead to tell AGK that is not the mother's ghost that is preventing the cast from moving. That is the elders, the village people that are preventing it. That they need to get a prophet, to confuse the elders in the village. Can you imagine? Where is Daniel always thinking from? And AGK was asking Daniel, are you sure this is going to work? He said it's going to work perfectly. That they should go and get a prophet and confuse them in the village, and they'll hand over the corpse to him. AGK was coming from the upstairs and he met Dan sitting in his sitting room. And then they were like trying to make plans on how to get the prophet to go to the village to confuse the village people. And Daniel told AGK that all plans has been made, they just need to go there, pick up the prophet. So Munachi heard what they were discussing, and she came down from where she was and was asking AGK, which prophet are you talking about? Did I hear you right? What prophet are you talking about? That instead of you to go to the village and resolve the problems that you've created for yourself, you are talking about a prophet, taking a prophet to the village to pray for what? And Munachi now told Daniel, why can't you ever give AGK a good advice for once? And Daniel immediately shunned Munachi and told Munachi, if you dare insult me, I'm going to slap you. And you know what AGK does? He's always very quiet when it comes to Dan. I wonder how Dan is able to manipulate AGK. But Munachi is not having it. She told AGK that you are never going to try it. That Dan is only here to destroy this family. And Munachi was warning Daniel, you know that all these things that you are doing is going to affect me, my family. It will have nothing to do with you. You will go to your wife and everything will fall on us. So stop advising AGK wrongly. And AGK told Munachi to go inside. Can you even imagine? He's not even ready to listen to what Munachi had to say in this situation. And Munachi says she's not going anywhere. That she's going to be here for them to rectify this whole situation. This because what Daniel is bringing to the table is what will cause more trouble. And AGK told Munachi, I told you to go inside. I'm not going to repeat myself. And Munachi wasn't even having it. And AGK still went ahead to slap Munachi in front of Daniel. This is the second time AGK is raising his hands on Munachi. And to me, this was what he did that made Rita to advise Munachi not to get married to AGK. But Munachi immediately returned back the slap to AGK. And Daniel was in shock. Even AGK himself was like, AGK, Munachi slapped me? Like, you raised your hands on me, but you did it first. You are definitely pushing this woman to the wall. She's a nice person, but you are really pushing her to the wall, making her to do what she doesn't want to do. Why are you slapping Munachi in front of Daniel? Why are you humiliating your wife like that? And Munachi has told AGK, I might be quiet. I might be a quiet person, but if you push me to the wall, what I'm going to do to you, you won't be able to bear it. And Munachi now told Daniel that if AGK is really your friend, warn him very carefully. Because any day he dares raise his hands on me again, I'll run to the kitchen and pick up anything. I will hit his head to the wall. And AGK could not believe what has just happened to him. That Munachi really slapped him. It's good that Munachi did this so that AGK can learn his lessons, because it's looking like he doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. If you have not liked the video up to now, please consider liking the video. And if today is your first time on the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I will bring the next episode to you as soon as it drops. But for now, take care.